Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Viva Puerto Rico, like Don King would say. Yo, man, Xander Zayas and Jaron Ennis. Let me put it to you this way. Puerto Rico's legacy is on the line. You got Xander Zayas. The man has 2 belts at 154 pounds. Where am I at here? Do I have it up, man? I'm going to show y'all who is Xander Zayas. You know what kills me is some people still don't know who Xander Zayas is. So now I got to show you who he is, man. I couldn't believe it. I'm sitting here talking about boxing with a guy. He talking about he watches boxing. He acting like he doesn't know who Xander Zayas is. I'm like, hey, my man, hold your horses. You're taking it to the stupid. How can somebody out here claim that they're a boxing fan, not know who Xander Zayas is? Now, I'm going to show you who he is right now. All right? Let me, this thing just here popped up. Xander Zayas is a good fighter. People not giving him credit, man. Now, here we go right here. This right here is Xander Zayas, ranked number 3 at 154 pounds. But this is where it gets interesting, right? You see Xander Zayas is over here, but come on, man. What's going on here? Damn thing acting full. Anyway, you can see he has 2 belts. He has these damn pop-ups, man. God damn, you swear I got the damn goat virus in here. But you can see he's the WBA champion and he's the WBO champion. And that makes it very interesting because, again, Puerto Rico's legacy is on the line. Now, he's fighting Jaron Ennis, who's ranked number 5. But I just wanted to point that out. The man is a champion. So how somebody can say that they don't know who the hell Xander Zayas is, is just mind-blowing to me. But I'm going to tell you right now, this fight is everything for Xander Zayas. Everything. This isn't just another step-up moment. He's already stepped up. He's become champion twice. Okay? So this is the kind of fight for him that's going to define whether he's a contender who got lucky and picked up 2 straps, or if he's the next face of a boxing nation, unified champion who can go on to possibly become undisputed at 154 pounds. Because when you step in the ring with Jaron Ennis, you're not just fighting a top fighter. You're fighting one of the most complete fighters in the sport today. And when you're doing that, I tell you what, a victory over someone like that, you become a global star overnight. But if you lose, you go back to rebuilding. There's no middle ground here for Xander Zayas. Now, I'm going to tell you this. They're the exact same size. Now, I just took a look at it, and I was shocked. Because I'm like, all right, Xander Zayas looked like a monster. You know what I'm saying? I'm 6 feet tall. He looked on TV, he looks bigger than that. But it's showing here he's 5'10", 74-inch reach, 23 wins, 13 KOs, no losses, all right? Turned pro in 2019. But when you look at that size, he's 5'10", 74-inch reach. So he looked taller than Boots by like an inch, but I think it's just those shoes that he had on. But when you look at Jaron Boots Ennis, well, now you're talking about something a little bit different, right? Because Jaron Boots Ennis, as we wait for this damn thing to load, right? Such a pain in the ass. There he goes. 35 wins, 31 knockouts. He's also showing 5'10", 74-inch reach, but it's showing that he turned pro in 2016, so he's been fighting about 10 years. But when you just look at that and you look at the records, I mean, you got a pretty competitive fight, but some people are just looking at that and siding with Boots. But the question comes back to who has Boots faced, and especially at 154 pounds. So some people are leaning towards Xander Zayas, but I'm gonna point something out to y'all right now as I wait for this damn thing here to move out the way. I don't know what they just put this damn fiber optic shit out here. It's crazy. It's slowing shit down. But there's no excuses. I don't want to hear any excuses from Jaron Boots Ennis either, if he were to lose. You see, this thing about excuses and size disadvantages, that's not the case here. Xander Zayas is not Fundora. Jaron Boots Ennis is not Fundora. No one's too tall, no one's too long with their reach. It's not a mismatch when it comes to size. You know what this comes down to? Skill versus skill. Talent versus talent. And when everything is equal physically, the difference comes down to timing, IQ, heart, execution. And that's what I want to see for Xander Zayas. Is he going to have the timing to disrupt Jaron Ennis' offense? Is he going to have the IQ to stay a step ahead of him? Is he going to have the heart to, when things get ugly in there, to not give up and push through it? And is he going to be able to execute the game plan? But the problem is this. This is why fans are favoring Jaron Ennis. And I got to be real about the perception. Most fans believe Jaron Ennis is just too much. You know what I'm saying? They look at the elite speed, power in both hands, switch hitting ability, killer instinct, high-level ring IQ. He doesn't just beat fighters. He breaks them down mentally and physically. You know, Jaron Ennis, he passes the eye test. But this is the real test right here. When he fought Stanley Eunice, that was a test, no doubt. But Stanley Eunice, doesn't matter that he was not as active as he wanted to be. He was a big name. Boots deserves credit, but that still had a little bit of a stigma attached to it. You know, like it's hard to give him full credit for that win. But with this right here, this is the fight for Jaron. But I'm going to tell you this. Zayas has to do something differently. But what does he have to do? And I'll tell you what I think he needs to do. I think he needs to channel into that Puerto Rican greatness. Get him some goddamn fricassee and all that shit. Because this is where the legacy comes from. Xander must channel Puerto Rican greatness. I'm telling you, man. If Zayas is going to win this fight, he can't just be himself at 100%. He has to be more like, bring the spirit of Félix Trinidad and Miguel Cotto. He got to bring the spirit of those guys in. He should already have it in him. In training camp, outside training camp, when he gets into the ring on that fight night. Now, for those who don't know who Félix Trinidad is, well, all I can say is click off the video, go jump in the river with man-eating crocodiles, swim across halfway, splash the water, and let them chop your ass up. You have no right to be looking at a video about boxing if you don't know who Félix Trinidad is, okay? But when most people think of Trinidad, most people think that left hook. That left hook. But it was more than that. He had devastating timing, explosive finishing ability, confidence under pressure, and a willingness to go through the fire. And most importantly, Félix Trinidad had a champion's heart. Trinidad didn't just go into a fight to win. He fought to take advantage of every deficiency you showed and to take something from you. Zayas will need that mindset because against Ennis, you can't fight scared. You can't fight cautious. You have to go at Ennis. You got to try to find a way to get his respect. Now, as far as Miguel Cotto, what did he bring to the ring? Now, Miguel Cotto, that's a whole nother Puerto Rican beast. But if you add Miguel Cotto to the equation, now you're talking about technically sound, discipline, can fight orthodox to southpaw. He was naturally left-handed, but he fought orthodox, strong jab, strong hook. Discipline, excellent at cutting off the ring, brutal body puncher, mentally tough. Cotto didn't just rely on power. He broke fighters down systematically. And that's key against someone like Ennis. You can't outflash him. You have to outthink him. And if this was Cotto coming into this fight, you'd have to give Cotto a really good chance because of Cotto's style and how he fought. Cotto was a beast, man. So Zayas must become both of them in one night. He's got to become both of them in one night. And that's the harsh truth. What Xander Zayas currently does well is solid fundamentals, good composure, technical ability, combinations. And that's seen by many fans as just not enough to beat Jaron Ennis. You know what I'm saying? So what does he have to do? He's got to combine Félix Trinidad's explosiveness, the killer instinct, and then Miguel Cotto's discipline, ring control, and body work, and bring it all together in one performance. I mean, if he does that, I'm telling you, everybody going to be here blasting that goddamn salsa. It may be playing that old school Jerry Rivera. Dame un beso así. You know what I'm saying? That could be what's going on. That could be what's going on in here. But the mental test, the fight's not just physical. Xander Zayas can become Trinidad and Cotto and himself and all together in one night. He can do it. But if he's not locked in up here, it's over. He's got to believe that, yo, I'm the unified champion. I'm not the challenger. He is. That guy over there. Got to believe he belongs. Stay composed under pressure. Not get discouraged if things go wrong early. Because Ennis is going to test his confidence, his chin, his will. And, of course, the stamina. And I'm going to tell you, if he can sit there, man, and persevere through all that, get that Puerto Rican power going, I'm telling you, all he needs is the body work of Cotto, cutting the ring off of Cotto, and the left hook by Trinidad. Shit's going to be a problem in there for Jaron Ennis. Well, and he needs the heart of Trinidad. Shit's going to be all bad for Ennis. But if Zayas pulls this off, he becomes a superstar, man. The new Puerto Rican flag bearer. Major force in boxing. And this will be a career-defining upset. Because that's what it would be. Although he's the champion, unified, it'll be considered an upset. So for Xander Zayas, let me tell you something. The guy who went to the gym because he was getting bullied to learn how to defend himself, this isn't just a fight. It's a transformation test. He must evolve from prospect. He's a champion, but I still feel people see him as like a prospect, you know what I mean? And that's just unfortunate, man, because he's a unified champion. But for people to stop seeing him as somebody who just fumbled in to becoming a unified champion, on that night when he fights Ennis, he's got to show that he's a warrior, show that he's a finisher, show that he's a thinker, and show there's a reason why he's a unified champion at 154, and to put some respect in his name. Because Jaron Ennis, I'm telling you, fighting him good isn't enough. You got to be great. And if he can bring together that Miguel Cotto, Félix Trinidad, style, mentality, heart, Xander Zayas is going to be on to something special. And I'm just being real with you. Anyway, y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.